How many times have you been scrolling on Twitter and saw a post like this, where it's a green calendar and this guy's made over $16,000 in 1 month sports betting? Or this guy, where he's made $23,000 in 1 month, and you thought to yourself, there's no way that this is actually real. This is too good to be true. But it's actually not. And in this video, we are going to dive into arbitrage betting, explain to you, number one, how it's possible. Number two, the secret weapon that you're going to want to use, and making sure that we maximize this tool to its full potential so that you can receive the best results. And then number three, beginner mistakes, things that weren't around 3 years ago, like this type of video for myself when I first got started. So we're going to be able to put you on the fast track for success. This video will be your one-stop shop. Bookmark it, save it, so that you can come back to this, because we are going to dive into everything that is arbitrage betting. Various examples of plays that you're going to want to attack or stay away from. Skipping just one of these tips is going to be the reason why you're not seeing consistent profits every day, so make sure you watch the entire video. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button if you want to beat the sports books. We upload videos every week teaching you how you can become a profitable sports bettor, and you're not going to want to miss a video. Now, before we jump into the strategy, a few quick notes. First off, arbitrage betting isn't illegal. It's perfectly legal. And arbitrage has been going on for over 100 years in the financial stock markets, where you buy and sell a stock at the same time. So if we could buy Apple stock for $200 off of Robinhood and then go to Fidelity and sell it at its current price of $232, we just made $32 risk-free. But the stock market is super efficient. So if you go to Fidelity or Robinhood or Yahoo Finance, you're going to see the same price for Apple stock across those three platforms. And it's the exact opposite in sports betting. Unlike the stock market, the sports betting market is very inefficient because all sportsbooks set their prices or odds on their own. You see, they're in constant competition to gain your business and to attract you to sign up with them. So in certain markets, these books are willing to take a risk, maybe a small loss, just to show a really awesome price to grab your attention. The sports books are constantly moving odds, reacting to things like injury news and particularly sharp money. The books keep track of who the winning bettors are and can often shift their lines based upon sharp action coming in on either side of the line. The moral of the story is these lines are always moving, and that's why arbitrage is such a valuable strategy in sports betting. So the reason that you can't find these arbitrage opportunities on your own is because, well, think of DraftKings, one sports book that has tens of thousands of different options for you to choose from. Well, with arbitrage betting, we're betting both sides of a match, meaning we're going to have to find another sports book and check out all of their odds to make sure that it aligns with DraftKings. It's manually impossible for you to do this on your own, and you're going to need some type of software, and OddsJam is that software that will show you the most profitable opportunities. Over here on the OddsJam arbitrage tool, let's break down an example. This WNBA player prop bet for Copper to either go over 1.5 threes or under 1.5 threes. So we're focusing on Bet365 and Bovada. Now, the first point, how do we know that this is an arbitrage opportunity? Anytime that the underdog or plus sign number is larger than the favorite, that's an arbitrage. So we know that 150 is larger than 125. This is an arbitrage. And over here on the far left-hand side, we want to make sure that we're going after plays that have above a 1% return. So the beauty of arbitrage betting is it doesn't matter how much money you're comfortable putting down in this play, you're going to be receiving roughly a 4.5% return on your investment. Now, what you see right here, this 0.5, this is called the hook. It clearly defines a winner and a loser. And when we're arbitrage betting, we want a hook. So for Copper in tonight's basketball game, if she makes 0 3-pointers or 1, then this bet's going to hit on Bovada. But if she makes 2 3-pointers or more in the game, then this bet's going to win on Bet365. So the beauty with OddsJam and its software is that it scans all of the sports books that I have accounts with, the tens of thousands of lines between all of these books, and shows you very profitable opportunities. Like with this White Sox Twins game, one team's going to win, one team's going to lose, and we're going to receive a 2.5% return off of our investment. But there's really only maybe a dozen plays right now that we want to go after. Think about the tens of thousands of different options between all of these books, and that's the beauty of this software. It points out the very few rare opportunities that we want to attack. So let's break down this Copper play. So when we come over to the left-hand side, you click on this calculator. We type in $25. If you can only afford to wager $43, no problem. No matter what happens, you're either going to get paid out $45 on Bet365 or $45 on Bovada, you're going to make $2 risk-free, or 4.44% off of this investment of $43. Now again, if you have more money that you can wager on, then putting $250 on Bet365, $180 on Bovada is going to have a total stake of $430, and now we are going to make $20 off of this play. For the guys that you see on Twitter that are posting that they're making $15,000 or $20,000 in a month, well, that's because they have a lot more money set aside for sports betting. So they're going to make a total investment of $1,720. And no matter what happens, they're going to get paid out $1,800 on this wager, meaning they're going to make $80 off of this one bet. Now, when I first started sports betting 3 years ago, I didn't have $1,700 that I could put down on one play. But as I just showed you, the first tip, I set aside 15 to 30 minutes and I devoted to this tool every single day. And then I started placing 3, 5, 7 bets every single day, where I was maybe only making $2 to $4 off of each play. But if you're doing this 3, 5, 7 times a day, that can really start to add up to $10, $15, $20. And then when you take that money and reinvest it back into your sports betting bankroll, then you're able to wager more. And that's how you can really start to accumulate serious profits in as little as 2 weeks. Now, early on in my sports betting journey, the first mistake that I made that I want to share with you so that you do not replicate this is adding change on the end of your bets. So if I wagered $70 on Bet365, as you can see over at Bovada, we should be wagering $50.40. And I did this, and this is a red flag to the books. When you add change to the end of your bets, they see this as this person is arbitrage betting. Something's fishy. So what you want to do is round this number up to $51 or down to $50. When you start to level up and wager more money, you're going to want to put your bets, in my opinion, in zeros or in fives. This is just my personal preference. So over here at Bovada, I would just round this number down to 160. Now the difference here, guys, is that you're going to go from an $18 profit possibly to a $16 profit. You might give away $1 or $2 to the sports books and not maximize the value, but in my opinion, keeping this at 160 compared to 162 just looks a lot cleaner to me. It looks better to the books. It seems like you're not trying to really nickel and dime them for an arbitrage bet. You're just wagering zeros and fives, which every casual sports bettor does, so you're able to just blend in better. Now, going through an actual example, right here, as you can see, the Cleveland Browns and Philadelphia Eagles. This game doesn't take place till October, but I already locked in this arbitrage play right here. So over on DraftKings, we're going to bet the Eagles to win the football game. And then on Caesars, we're going to bet the Browns to win the football game. Naturally, again, the plus odds, 158, are larger than 148. So this is an arbitrage play. So over here on DraftKings, I wagered $150 on the Eagles to win the game. Over on Caesars, for the Browns, I wagered $97. So just to kind of go through that real quickly with the math, we wagered $150 on DraftKings and $97 on Caesars. We have a total investment of $247. If the Browns win, I'm going to make $3.26. Or if the Eagles win, I'm going to make $4.35. So no matter which team wins the game, I'm going to turn a profit. Now, a constant reminder that you need to remember is that arbitrage betting is like robbing a bank. This play right here for Ober on his over-under strikeouts, this play is not going to be out here for the next 30 minutes. We have a very small amount of time that we can get in, grab the value, and get out. And the one-click bet feature on OddsJam is an absolute game changer. You click it right here, boom. The play is automatically pulled up on FanDuel, and now we can go ahead and pounce on this play. You don't have to come over to the left-hand side and just try to search for this on your own. The one-click bet feature is available on the Gold and Platinum plans. It is a true difference maker. Speed is the name of the game with arbitrage betting, and if you're serious about making money with this strategy, you need to make sure that you have this feature. When we're first starting out arbitrage betting, don't let your eyes get bigger than your stomach and start to get greedy. We want to start with very small bet sizes to get some reps in, build your confidence up, understand how the software and the sports books work. So start off with a $5 wager on one side, maybe a $2 or $3 wager on another side. Keep your total wager size under $15. And then as you get a couple reps in and you build that confidence, that's when you can really up the bet size. Back to our Browns-Eagles example. As you know earlier, we already placed an arbitrage bet for this. Do not go back and duplicate this again. Don't go back to DraftKings and bet the Eagles again and then bet the Browns again on Caesars. This is going to raise a red flag for a lot of sports books, and they do not like this type of activity. So for each arbitrage play that you see, just simply make one bet. Another tip for the beginners, and this is just personal preference and what you're most comfortable with, but I prefer using my laptop or my desktop to place these bets. You can execute this on your phone, but there's a lot of screen hopping from one sportsbook to another sportsbook and then back to OddsJam to making sure that you're placing the right wager amounts. I just like to hop on my desktop, and it's just a lot simpler for me. Now, the last tip that's really important, we don't know on a given day what plays are going to pop up on the arbitrage tool. We also don't know which sportsbooks are going to provide that value. So that's why you want to make sure that you sign up with every single sportsbook that's available to you in your state or country. You can start off arbitrage betting with just a FanDuel and DraftKings account, but as you saw on my screen, you're really limiting your opportunities. And the more opportunities that we have, the more money that we can make. So that's why you want to sign up with every book. You want to make sure that you spread your balance evenly across all of these books, since we don't know when the value is going to pop up. So if you have $500 in accounts with 5 different books, make sure that there's $100 in all 5 books. Arbitrage betting is an awesome way to make risk-free cash, but if you're someone that has a higher taste for risk, then you're going to want to check out positive EV betting. Click this video right here that's going to break down everything about positive EV betting. What your starting bankroll should be, how much money can you expect to make, what plays should we identify, the mistakes that you can possibly make. You're going to find out firsthand from me, from someone that's been using this strategy for 3 years, just how truly insane the returns can be.